Grade 6 and 7, here's your work. So if you look at the first that you need to try, write these decimals as fractions. This is easy. You check first how many numbers are after the point. There's only one number after the point, which is 3. So that means your denominator must only have 1 0. So if your denominator is having 1 0, it means there's only one number after the point. And up, you write 3. Let's look at this example down. And if you can see, there is 2 numbers after the point, 0 and 5. So in that case, you must write your denominator with 2 zeros. And up, you are not going to write any 0, because all these zeros that comes before a number, they mean nothing. So you put a 5. And remember, you need to simplify. Grade 6 and 7, you are required to simplify your answer. So if you are to simplify your answer, 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 100 20 times. So that is your simplest form, 1/20th, 1 over 20. If you see there is 3 numbers, that means there will be 3 zeros here. And some answers like this you cannot simplify because it's final. This you need to simplify. In question 2, you need to write your 7, put a point behind there, and move your point according to the number of zeros. So there's only 1 0, so I'm going to move the point 1 time here, and then I'll put a 0 in front, and my final answer will be 0.7. That is your decimal. If you are having a denominator which is 8, which is 3, this 3 we must take it out. This requires long division. We are not doing that now. If it's 5, 20, 25, 4, here are certain numbers you need to know. I did this with a grade 4 and 5. If your denominator is 2, you must multiply with 5 to have a 10. If your denominator is 4, you must multiply with 25 to get 100. If your denominator is 5, you must multiply with 20 to have 100. If your denominator is 8, you must multiply with 125 in order to get 1,000. And if your denominator is 50, you must multiply with 2 in order to get 100. It's just the same. If your denominator is 5, you can multiply with 2. If it's 25, with 4. If it's 20, with 5, just like that. So the reason why we have to multiply this way is for us to have our denominator as 100, as 1,000, and there you just move the point the same way we did it here. Let's do one example here. We have 1 over 5 here. Let me do it up. 1 over 5. I must multiply this with 2 in order to get a 10. But whatever you do to a denominator, you must do the same to the numerator. So times 2, it must also be times 2. Then you have 2. From there you must write your 2. The point is at the back. How many times do we have to move the point? 1 time. Why? Because we have this only 1 0. And then we move the point backward. Why do we move the point backward? Because 2 over 10 is the same as 2 divided by 10. We are dividing. When you divide, you move backward. When you are multiplying, you move forward. And in front I put, or at the beginning I put 0, and my answer is 0.2. It's easy. You can do the rest. And if you look at question 3, there is 30%. We are changing these percentages to decimals, and percentages are very easy. So percentages meaning out of 100. Percentages meaning out of 100. In this case, you have 3 out of 100, and in that case you must write your 3, put the point there, move your point 2 times because there is 2 zeros. I'm gonna do it here. 3%, then it's out of 100. Already this percent means out of 100, and then 3, I must write it up, and then I can convert it now to decimals because they are asking decimals. So I write my 3, my point is here, and then I have to move my point 2 times because there is 2 zeros. 1, 2. I put my point here. In front I put, or at the beginning I put a 0, and here open space I must put a 0. My answer therefore will be 0.03. This is a decimal, and that is what they are asking here. We are converting from percentages to decimals. Writing these percentages as fractions, here in this question we end here, we just end here, provided that this is in the simplest form, because we are changing from decimals, from percentages to fractions. This is a fraction and these decimals, so you are just ending here. So the same technique you must do here is to write your 20 out of 100, and then you simplify. 20 goes into 21 times, 20 goes into 100 4 times, so this is a quarter, 5 times, I'm sorry for that, 5 times. I don't know why I'm making these mistakes every time. So it's 1/5, so that's how it is. And if you need me to do another one, I can maybe try this one. 15 out of 100, percentages meaning out of 100, and then what is a common factor of 15 and 100? It's obviously 5. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 100 4 times. Oh my god, 5 goes into, I made a mistake there. 5 goes into 100 how many times? 20 times. 20 times. So that's how it is. I will redo it here. 15 percentages, so we say it's 15 out of 100. Then we must find out the factor of 15 and 100, which is 5. 5 goes into 15, 5 goes into 100. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 100 20 times. So this is the final answer, and it's in the form of a fraction, which is what they are asking. So I hope you understand that. You can do the rest, and good luck.